I was trying to give you background and, aesthetic.
I don't have background in aesthetics, so I think you're good. All right, can you see me good?
I
Hey,
can.
Zakia.
Can you see me?
Yes. Okay, thank you everyone for joining this month. Okay, well, first off, hi, I'm Shay, Queendom Business. Every Tuesday, every second Tuesday of every month, I do this thing called Transformation Tuesdays where we talk about topics that transform the way we look at life. So this week, we're going to talk about body image because the summer's coming up. A lot of people are insecure about their body image. Body image is just a topic that a lot of people shy away from. So, body image is basically how you think you feel, how you feel about your appearance. A person can have a healthy body image or an unhealthy body image. So, here to talk about that today is Keyo Stinson. And hey, Keyo, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Shay?
I'm good.
Good.
Tell us where you live, Kia. Where you live, what you do, and where you live.
Yeah, so as you said, I'm Keyo. I'm a project manager. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Originally from Opelika, Alabama. I've been here, how long have I been here? Almost 6 years now. So, yeah. And I started my journey, I guess, actually right before I moved here. Well, the most recent iteration of it, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into that. But yeah, I work in IT.
Okay, awesome. And
Yeah.
I always forget to ask people this question, but tell people how you know me.
How do I know you?
How do
You my
you know me?
cousin? Hey,
Hey,
cuz.
hey, cuz.
Yes, yeah. Shay's my cousin, one of my favorite cousins. We've been close ever since when?
Ever since that too.
Yeah, that part, that too.
Long story
Yeah.
short, me and Keo used to play rough when we was kids, and I had a loose tooth, and guess he wanted to do a karate kick on my face and knocked out my tooth.
Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But look at your teeth now. You can't even tell. Look at
Look at the
God.
teeth now. Come on, won't he
Come
do
on, it's
it?
giving dental plans. Oh, this is water. This is water.
Yes, yes. So, what are some things you like to do while living in Atlanta?
Ooh, I love to go to brunch.
Brunch,
Ooh,
brunch. So
yes,
you
I love
like
a
to eat?
brunch.
Okay.
Yes, a brunch, a Sunday fun day. I like going to different museums and shows and shopping. There's a lot of places to shop here. Um,
Okay.
I do that quite often. What else? I like using the airport to travel. The airport is pretty convenient.
That is convenient.
Um, yeah, I like going, well, I haven't really been to the movies now since COVID, but I used to like going to the movies.
Okay.
But yeah, usually brunch or like a day party, going to the park because there's always stuff going on here.
I know Atlanta is the hot spot. Um, Dylan, he said the dog loves a brunch.
Yes, and
Yes,
yes,
we
Dylan
love
knows
brunch.
that 'cause we be down to the brunch and we
Yes,
we brunch, we brunch down.
I
Okay.
love it. Okay, so back to body image. A person can have a positive or unpositive body image, whether they're healthy or not healthy, or big or not big. So developing a healthy body image contributes to your self-esteem and your well-being and how you see yourself. So for you, Keo, how did your body positivity journey begin?
Um, I guess the most recent iteration of it started back in the toward the end of 2015.
Uh-huh.
I was living on my own. Had moved to Montgomery, working my first job out of school, and I just got to a point where I was tired of being big. Like, I just kind of got frustrated because as I grew up over time, I tried to lose weight here and there, different diets and things like that. But nothing really ever stuck. I might have lost 20, 30 pounds, but then I would gain it back and then some. But I don't know, it was something about 2015 when I just really decided, I'm getting a little bit older now. Like, we have a lot of things in the family as far as health issues. So
Yeah.
let me try to get serious about this. And also, I wanted to be able to wear clothes that I thought were cute or like
Right, right.
like mall clothes. Because at the time, I had an obsession with Zara and
Hmm.
H&M. Well, I still love Zara. But I
Yes.
was like, I couldn't wear the clothes. And like ASOS was around, but I couldn't wear the clothes. And it's like, which I like now, there's more inclusion now as far as like the big and tall and plus sizes with those types of stores. But back
Hmm.
then, you really didn't have that. So it's like, I want to wear this stuff. I'm tired of going to like Built to the big and tall section, getting my clothes or going to Burlington Coat
Right.
Factory. I just wanted to be able to wear things that I knew that I wanted to wear.
Okay,
So
so
kind of all
hold
of
on real
that.
quick.
Hmm.
Before you go in, I forgot to preface people because I just realized I never posted your before and after picture. So you
Oh
lost
yeah.
a tremendous amount of weight. I don't know why I never posted it with the flyer, but you lost a tremendous amount of weight. You said in 2015. So I just want to preface the story with that because people probably don't know what you're talking about. But I
Oh
forgot to
yeah.
tell y'all, my bad. But yes, Keyo lost a tremendous amount of weight in 2015. And that's where we are now. Okay, now you can continue.
Okay, yeah, so all of that, health issues in the family and coupled with me wanting to wear, more fashion forward clothes and exciting types of clothes kind of led to me losing the weight. And so I don't know, I guess I just got to a point where I got tired of it because I was able to start what I started and kept up with it consistently for 2.5 years to be able to lose the weight. So it actually took me about 2.5 years to lose all the weight that I had wanted to lose.
Uh-huh.
So I think maybe around, I guess 2017, because even when I moved here, I was still on my journey, still trying to, lose the weight. And I think I lost another, I think at least 60, 65 pounds after I moved here. And I moved
Uh-huh.
here toward the end of 2016. So yeah,
Okay,
I,
so during your journey, how did it contribute to boosting your self-esteem? Even as you were boosting your well-being, how did it contribute to your self-esteem particularly? Oh, and I
um,
guess I can share the photos, but I'll share them afterwards. I don't know how to do that during this.
like
I'm
little
gonna, I'm
extra
gonna show
self
y'all these
pictures.
photos though. This is a dramatic transformation.
Um, I'm sorry, can you ask the question again? I'm sorry.
How has the journey helped your self-esteem?
Oh, I would say it greatly increased it, in
Mm-hmm.
which losing the weight helped me to actually realize how low it was because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think my self esteem was as low as it was until I lost the weight.
Okay.
Because even when I was bigger, I feel like I was still happy, but I still felt like, this is not also where I want to be. But I guess I kind of made do with what I had, or make the best of my situation.
Okay.
But once I lost the weight, I felt like I was more confident. I felt like, I was able to be present in more spaces and do more things that I feel like I wouldn't have done before, or wear clothes and things that I just wouldn't have done previously. So I feel like, yeah, losing the weight just helped me kind of come out of my shell even more. Because I mean, my personality, I've always kind of been extra,
Bubbly. Uh-huh.
but I feel like that allowed me to kind of even be more so that in a sense.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great. So Chastity says, "Yes, honey, you did that."
Period.
And Wanda Moore, hey Aunt Wanda,
Hey,
hey
cousin Wanda.
Khadidra, we see y'all. So as you lost weight, how did you? What was the process like? Did you just start one day by starving yourself, or did you start one day by cutting out sodas, like, or what was your process like, or did you even diet if you didn't? What was your process like?
So literally, I just started with what I ate. I completely changed the way I ate. And so I went from eating, a lot of fried foods, processed foods. I got
Mm-hmm.
rid of all of that, and I just ate vegetables and fish and chicken. I cut out pork. I cut out beef. Um, I ate if I ate seafood, it was like either salmon, shrimp. Everything was grilled. I did nothing fried. I did
Okay.
no breads, no starches, none of that for 2.5 years. So typically, I would just eat for breakfast. I would eat fruit, maybe oatmeal. Dinner was typically roasted vegetables and like a piece of baked fish or grilled fish or something like that. Um, I drank water. I drank juice sometimes.
Okay.
I still had me a little every now and then because,
And needed.
so I still had that. But yeah, I just really checked. I didn't eat sweets. I didn't eat desserts. I didn't eat cookies, cakes, like none of that. And so it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, but it
Of
was
course.
hard.
Thank you
But
for
I
being honest.
Oh yeah, because I still like food now. I love food. Like it was
Uh-huh.
so hard because I like to go out to eat. I like to go different places and eat. So I had to get a salad or I had to get just like some vegetables or something. But it was like, I had in my head my goals and my plans, what I wanted to do. So I just had to push through that.
Uh-huh.
But it just, like I said, it was not easy, but I would just do it in a sense the way I did it in a sense to where I never kind of got tired of the food. So like I ate salads like a lot. I ate
Hmm.
salad every day for lunch and usually I ate vegetables and like chicken or something for dinner. But I would try to switch up my salads every week because it's easy to get bored on salads and stuff like
Yes,
that.
it is.
So I tried to like change my toppings, change my lettuces up, change the dressings up, try to keep it fresh. And
Okay.
I would make it, I guess it was my version of meal prep. Like I would make a huge salad in one of those like I call them those Thanksgiving macaroni and cheese pans, like those silver pans that are like this
Oh, okay.
big.
Yes.
And so I would make my salad in there for the week, and then I would just kind of eat off of it.
Okay.
But then each week, I would just change that salad up. But that's basically what I did, and I did it like I said for 2.5 years. I would buy like those huge bags of vegetables, like those frozen vegetables in that blue bag that's in the frozen section. They're
Hmm.
like I would just buy like family size type stuff just to last me like throughout the week, and that would be kind of like my version of meal prepping. Like
Uh-huh.
I didn't prep it in the individual containers,
So
but I
you
just
prepped it in bulk and then just dipped in
yeah
it like week daily as you go to work or whatever.
yeah. So I
So
would
that
put
saved you money too, right?
yeah, because I didn't really eat out, and like I said, if I when I did eat out, it was just like a salad or something, and
Uh-huh.
which back then salads didn't cost as much as regular food, but now I think that's kind of a different story. But yeah, that's basically
Maybe
what I
more.
did. Yeah, and I
Hmm.
just did that, week after week after week after week.
Hmm.
And then slowly, it was hard to see at first, but people
Uh-huh.
started telling me, "Oh, are you losing weight?" But oh, I'm trying.
I was trying.
You see it? I was like,
Yes.
okay,
Because I
because
don't think I noticed at first until I just seen you one day and was like, what's going on? So
hmm
Chastity said, can you give us some salad recipes? So what is like your favorite? Like give us one of your favorite salads that you like to eat. And I heard Makia just said that Miss Linda, my cousin Linda, your mother makes the best salad. So is that where you got it from? Don't
well,
don't try
I
to leave
learned.
out her credit.
I'm about to say now. I learned from the queen. I learned from the queen. So, because my mama, yeah, she did always make a good salad, and that's kind of where I got the bulk idea from. Because she would make us big salads and a thing that would last. But she kept her toppings, I think, separate. But I would just go ahead and
Okay.
put everything on my salad.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where I get it from. But the salad that I like the most, you want to know then or now? Because my salads have changed.
I mean, Chastity, what you want to know, then or now? I mean, you can go with your favorite then and what your
Because my
favorite progress to now.
my favorite then was just like a regular, I guess you want to call it like a Cobb salad or maybe like a
Oh
chef
yes,
salad.
with the
You
feta
know,
cheese and stuff.
well, I didn't do the cheese,
Oh, okay.
but I would do like, lettuce, your lettuce, of course, which I used to do a spring mix. Well, back then I would do a spring mix and lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, bell peppers, onions, little boiled egg every now and then because I was still trying to keep it cute with that too because yolks and all that. So I was trying to keep that kind of
Yolks, what?
healthy.
Let us know.
Well, yolks have a lot of cholesterol in them, and you have the
Oh,
calories in
so
the
they're
yolk.
not exactly good for you.
I mean, it's a push and a pull, but yeah,
Okay.
because
All right. In
egg whites,
moderation.
yeah, egg whites are good, but there's like the calories are in the yolk and cholesterol also in the yolk too. So what I
Oh.
did sometimes would just take the yolks out and just like throw them away and just didn't
Okay.
worry about it. But yeah, so kind of like a chef salad, I guess, Cobb salad, whatever, with like a vinaigrette. And I would switch out the vinaigrettes like like a lemon basil or like a raspberry
Right, because
or
the calories are in the dressing.
yeah. So I try to stay away from like cream based dressings like ranch
Okay.
and all of those. So trying to
Uh-huh.
just try to keep those calories down. And I feel like I think because I used to count calories a little bit, but not for real because I didn't want to get caught up in that. But I
Hmm.
think calories, I think it's maybe like 30 to 40 in like a teaspoon of vinaigrette as opposed to like 100 and something like a ranch or something like that. So,
Okay.
and then, vegetables are pretty much no calories. I mean, they may be like 5 or 10. So it's kind of like you're getting full, but you're not really consuming calories like that. And
Okay. Yes,
so,
Makia. I like raspberry vinaigrette too.
Yes. So when you go from eating, maybe 2 or 3 thousand, well, I guess 2 or 3 thousand calories a day to eating, shoot, maybe like maybe like a
You said,
thousand or so. I mean, I probably eaten less calories than I should have for somebody my size, but
uh-huh.
I mean, I was getting full, so you know,
Okay. Well, if you was getting full, a lot of people overindulge. So getting full, you need to stop eating.
yeah. Because my thing is, I rather eat and I get full. And I'm eating vegetables and stuff as opposed to like I don't know eating fried food and getting full. Because I mean, that's way more calories.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I would do, and I did that. Yeah, like I said, for that amount of time, every now and then I would like taste like maybe somebody's dessert or a piece of like a scoop of ice cream or something, but that was very rare. Maybe like
Okay.
once every other month or something. Like when I was in it, I was really trying to be in it, and being able to see the weight loss and people telling me that kind of helped me, keep going. It kept me
Encouraging.
motivated. Yeah, and my waist, when I started, I was in a 44 in my waist.
What ways?
Since. And so once I got out of the 40s, that's when I realized, like, oh, okay, like we doing something. We're making progress.
Okay. Okay. So
Because
you
I
can
don't know,
see it.
yeah, and I don't know if you remember or not, but when we went to New York for your birthday trip,
Uh-huh.
that was like the first time we went to H&M, and that was the
Uh-huh.
first time I could buy pants that had a 3 in the waist since I was probably, I don't know, a kid, maybe like middle school.
Wow. I didn't know that. I think that was
Yeah,
when I started realizing that you was losing weight, was when we went to
yeah,
New York for my birthday. So
yeah.
Makia said she heard that putting a little lemon juice in the salad would help spread the salad dressing too. And that's something I do. I put lemon juice, and sometimes you can make your own vinaigrette with lemon juice and add in other things, fruits into it. Because sometimes I do a fruit salad and just put some lemon juice in it with like strawberries or mandarins or something like that. And it kind of makes its own kind of lemon zest.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes now I'll make my own like a lemon vinaigrette if I'm feeling like real like, if I'm just feeling, I don't know, crafty, artisan like, artisanal,
uh-huh.
that's the word. Yeah, I'll do that. But I think she was in here earlier, but one of my friends, Ashley, she actually
Uh-huh.
put me on to putting lemon juice on my salads because she would eat salads at work.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't really use dressing, but she would use lemon juice. And I said, girl, the lemon, like, what is that? She like, it helps, with the flavor. You don't really have to
Yep.
have
That's what someone
dressing
taught
really.
me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I tried that a few times and it was good. But however, I kind of started just doing that on top of like a vinaigrette because it still gave that flavor.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did yeah, I did used to do that sometimes too. But now I'll like, squeeze the lemon, zest it, and put like some
Okay.
oil and some garlic cloves, salt and pepper in like a mason jar, shake it up,
Oh,
and
you
make
a
me some
regular little
dressing.
chef out here. Okay.
I have to try to, you got to be economical and healthy because,
I see you.
eating out is hard to be
Healthy.
healthy and eating out unless you're specifically going to like, I'm like a health conscious restaurant. But
Yeah.
most places,
Mm-hmm.
especially eating here, folks be wanting wings and fries and
Brunch and French toast and
French toast and ooh.
mm.
That's one reason I kind of switched to Benedict. So I was like, this may be a little
I
bit
love
healthy.
Benedict. Mm-hmm.
Give me a good old salmon Benedict, honey. Hey
Ooh,
there.
I ain't even ate today yet. So Nigel
Me either.
asked if you cut out meat completely, or did you work it back in your diet?
So I had cut out pork and I cut out beef completely. And I'm actually still, like, to this day, trying to work beef back in
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't eat it for, 2.5 years. And every time since then that I've tried to eat it, I've gotten sick. And I think it's just because so much time had went by with me not eating it at all. But I started by eating pork, and that was no problem. And I actually, when I talked to my doctor like a month ago, I was like, "What can I do, or what do I need to do to be able to eat?" Because I would like to eat it again. I'm not gonna eat it every day, obviously, but sometimes I want like a steak, or I miss like having a good burger. But every
Yeah.
time I try, I get sick. So he told me, just try to reintroduce it a little bit at a time. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Okay.
Like I was out with some friends a few weeks ago and I tried like some oxtail like on some nachos. So I
Ooh.
ate that and that was good. Like I didn't really get sick, but my stomach was kind of like it was making noises, but it didn't hurt. Like it made noises for a couple of days, but it didn't hurt, which is progress because before then I would like be like sick, like in the bathroom, like down
Okay.
bad. Because I
Mm-hmm.
had made some pot roast. I think it was back in 2020. and I had ate it like 3 or 4 days. You know, pot roast is a lot. It lasts.
Mhm.
I ate that, baby. I was sick for like 3 weeks. Like I
Oh
was like
no.
bloated and like my
Mhm.
stomach was hurting, just cramping, making noise. Like it was a lot. So I was, at that point I was like, no, just let me stay away from it. But like I just started missing it. I don't know if it's the craving for the red meat, but sometimes I just want like a steak. I miss the Hawaiian ribeye from Houston's, so I
Mhm.
would like to be able to eat that one day soon.
Okay. That sounds so good. So,
Dude.
um, my mom asked, can you talk more about how you felt before your weight loss emotionally? Do you feel different, more positive, or even negative? Because we know that friends and family play a big role in shaping like your beliefs and body about like your beliefs about your body image, whether it's positive or negative for real. Because you know, small comments and actions sometimes send powerful messages to us, even when they're unintentional. So like, you know, you go see your grandma. I remember an older person once told me I had big legs like my grandma. And, you know, just little comments like that coming from your
Hmm.
family kind of can keep you going, or it can negatively impact you. So, how did you feel before your weight loss emotionally? Do you feel different, positive or negative?
Yeah, I feel differently, in a positive way because, like you said, family, they are the ones that they will critique you like nobody else can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's always been little comments. Oh, you getting kind of big, ain't you? You kind of husky, ain't you? Like, I mean, yeah, I am, but it's like, this is who I am. It's not like I'm actively trying to be like this, or it's always
Right.
been like comments of, oh, you need to go out there and lose some weight. You need to go run around, go play with them kids. Part of it too, because as a child, I was always in grown folks' business.
It still is.
And so it used to be like, things like go out there, play with them children, go run around. But there's always been stuff, and you kind of do start to internalize like, well, dang, maybe I do need to do something. But also at the same time, I was like, I guess content or complacent.
Uh-huh.
And so I never, I guess, tried. Because when I was younger, I played a lot of sports. I was very active, but I just always had like a stocky, husky build. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
always kind of been, big. And even because I played, at one point I was playing three sports at one time, like the soccer, the basketball, and baseball. But I kind of stopped playing those sports when I got in band in middle school, like seventh grade. And so I think that's probably when the weight did start picking up
Mm-hmm.
more because I was sitting down, not being active. Um, and that kind of did play a part because I feel like at that point in middle school, you start going through puberty. A lot of people lost their weight that were kind of like, I guess, chunky. Puberty, some people they lose weight. I was like, okay, well, it'll happen to me. It'll happen to me.
Uh-huh.
Nope, did not happen. I was like, okay, well, maybe it'll happen. Maybe no, it never did. And then I just feel like I just started getting bigger, and I did feel insecure, but I would just, I would try to hide. I would try to cover it up. I would wear like a lot of jackets all the time, like even when it might not have been cold outside. It's like, if I can get away with wearing a jacket, I am because I ain't trying to show my body, like
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it kind of does get to you. Or there was times where like I know I took PE at one point in high school, and it's like I don't want to change, take my clothes off 'cause I was the biggest person in the room, and
Mm-hmm.
kids are mean,
Yeah, kids
and it's
are mean.
like I could hold my own my mouth because I always had a mouth. I can defend myself, but at the same time, I don't want to have to do that. Like I just
Right.
want to. Why I can't be small like other people? Like I'm already tall, and I was big because at my heaviest I was 330 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so, people always told me too, like, oh, you don't like you weigh that much or you carry it well. But I
Oh,
was,
I've heard that one too.
yeah, and it
You
was
carry it
like,
well.
yeah, so that was the thing too. It's like, that coupled with, in my own head, like I know I don't like being this size, but also at the time I wasn't making, I guess, the necessary efforts to change it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I just found contentness within it, if you want to call it that. Um, But yeah, it does start to take a toll on you because I know when I started therapy a few years ago, you know, hey, went for
Yes,
one
therapy is
thing.
great. I always tell
Yes,
everyone therapy is great.
it is. We go to therapy,
Go to therapy, prayer
everybody.
and therapy.
But
Sorry, commercial break. Go ahead.
But we started because I went initially for grief, but it
Mhm.
just went into other things. And so we started talking about childhood and family and all that, and just saying how, things that people say to you do affect you, and you tend to carry that with you. It's like
Mhm.
you always being called big, or you need to lose weight, or that kind of stuff. It kind of eats at you. But
That's
at a
true.
certain point, I think when I did start losing the weight, I think I had came to a point within myself that I was already loving myself because I was
Mhm.
older and time had passed. But also at the same time, I did want to make changes, but I was more secure in who I was and with myself
That's
starting. So
good.
I think that helped make the process easier too because I knew where I was and who I was and where I wanted to be.
That's good. You were
You know,
confident in who you were, and you knew you had a goal. Um,
yeah.
my dad said adults are mean too, which they are. So, taking care of your body through exercise and having a healthy diet can improve your body image. But when taking it too far, such as crash dieting or excessive exercise, some of these behaviors are harmful. So, how did you differentiate between healthy and unhealthy diet and exercise? Or, yeah, how did you differentiate? Like, what was the limit for you?
So when I was younger at different times, like I tried to lose weight different times before, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like those were crash diets. Like I said, I would lose some weight, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't long term. It didn't stick. And when I started, back in 2015, when I was serious about it for real, I wanted to make sure I did something that was going to be lasting and not I guess a crash diet or a fad diet or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like those are something you do maybe like a week or two or maybe a month at the most, depending, or it's something like a goal in mind, like, oh, I have a wedding, let me get into my dress or something like that. But I
Right.
knew whatever I wanted to do, it was going to take longer than that. And I had, I didn't want it to come back. And so I felt like my approach that I took just kind of, starting slow, not really trying to get caught up because I didn't want to get caught up in like calorie counting. I didn't want to get caught in portions and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. Like I said, I would count calories sometimes, but not like that. And I didn't even weigh myself that often either because I didn't want to get caught up in the numbers. I
Good.
would
Good.
like, and even to this day, like I still don't have a scale in my house. Like I
Good.
weigh myself when I go to the doctor, if I go to my friend's house, or like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm at home at my mom's house, she has a scale. So I'll check in, but I try not to get caught up in that number because I know how I am, and I'm very
Mm-hmm.
like meticulous and like just anal, and yeah,
Right.
it wouldn't have been good. And
Yeah, because
so
you can't do that day to day. It has to be a stretch of period of time.
yeah, and so I would just check in, and it'd be like, oh, I lost 10 pounds, or I done lost another 25 pounds, so, like
Okay.
stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, let me just keep this going.
Okay.
So
That's good.
stuff like that.
So I want to hold on this comment. Lavish My Prime says, I was never overweight as a young person. I gained my weight as an adult, but I can only imagine how our young people feel when comments are made about their weight. Young people are still developing. So, do you have any advice for any young people are still developing in the area of building confidence? Do you have any advice for young people as far as, maybe if they are overweight, as far as dealing with that? And because it is hard for a young person, because for one, you don't buy your own food. That's the hardest part. For two, you don't have your own money to go to a gym. So, and for three, kids are mean. So, do you have any advice that you could give to some young folks who are struggling with weight or body image issues?
Yeah, because I feel like I can say this looking back. I can't quite say that this was me in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but don't get caught up in, ads and marketing and things you see
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like a lot of times we see like the perfect bodies, and even now, like, my body is nowhere near perfect or nowhere near
Mm-hmm.
what I would like it to be. So it's like you can't get caught up in seeing the images and things that you see. You can't let it get in your head. I'm sorry. You can't
Right.
let it, affect you in that way because that will kind of like, get in your head and be like, oh, I need
Because
to be
they're
like this. I need
unrealistic.
to be like this. Yeah, it's not realistic because those people in
Mm-hmm.
those ads don't even look like that because of Photoshop and
Yes.
retouching and, all of that. So you just have
Mm-hmm.
to, kind of not take that in and just know that you on your own path and you will do, you will lose it when you lose it, if you lose it, because also another thing I had to learn was just because you may be bigger doesn't necessarily mean you're unhealthy or that you're,
Uh-huh.
you I guess that you're, yeah, unhealthy. Because a lot of times, because even when I was bigger, because of the family history with diabetes and high blood pressure and all that, I would get checked pretty regularly, probably more regular than most kids my age at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I never had those. And I was, big obese, or my doctor said one time, morbidly obese. So, and just because you are like that, doesn't also necessarily mean that you're, you have issues or you're unhealthy per
And
se.
yeah, because those BMI index things would tell me I was obese the whole time, and I really wasn't. So those things are not really accurate to the African American body. I'll say that.
Yeah, and Wanda made a good point. Small people have health problems too, and just because you're small or skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. So it's on
Exactly.
both sides of it. So I would just tell some like a younger me just to not get caught up in all that, because we watch so much stuff. Because I know growing up, I just watched so much TV. I consumed a lot of media, and you would just see those things. And it's like, well, why can't I be like that? Like, what's wrong with me? And then
Exactly.
you kind of go inside of yourself. But I would tell someone to not do that. And then but like you say, it's hard when you are a child, because you can't buy your own food, you can't do those things. Maybe, I don't know, try to suggest something else. I don't know, that's easier said than done. Because I know,
Mm-hmm.
like, the way, because my mom, she never cooked bad, but she did cook, I guess, heartily. Is that a
Mm-hmm.
word? Like, we had like a lot of collard greens, a lot of cabbages, and
The
pork
heavy
chops
food.
and
Yes. Yes.
meatloaf, yeah, stuff like that. Which I guess not necessarily unhealthy, but it's not,
It's kind of unhealthy.
but it's good, so
It's
we
very
like it.
good.
Because
So somebody,
we, hmm
huh?
no, go ahead.
Why are you talking about all that good eating? Tiffany asked earlier, how do you stay disciplined during the holidays?
Oh, good question. I just tried to eat like small portions. I think the holidays were a time where I kind of cheated a little bit, so I would just kind of
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit of everything
Mm-hmm.
and not much of what I don't need. I would try to load up more on like the collard greens, green beans, and what else would we have? Probably cabbage. I'll probably try to eat a lot more of that and maybe get like a little bit of dressing, just probably a small piece of ham if I had some. But it was hard. I mean, I just tried to go in there, get what I had to get, just come right back out the kitchen. Because if you start lingering too long, temptation.
Uh-huh. And I guess you said it earlier, when you're full, you're full. You eat till you're full and carry on. Don't hang on to anything. And like you said earlier, small people have health problems too. And I was going to talk about that too, because either you're big or you're small or you're regular. Body image is how you see yourself. So
Hmm.
we see people in the media like Lizzo, who are happy that they're big, but do a lot of obnoxious things to show people they're happy, and it doesn't really show that you're actually happy. So there are other people like what's the beautiful Sports Illustrated model? Is her name Megan or something? She's a little on the bigger side, but she's actually healthy. I seen that girl running down the beach once, and she's healthy. So, and then there's people who are on the other side of the spectrum that are smaller, and they can't run from here to there, or they have bad health problems because they small because they did crack or something. I don't know. But just because you're little doesn't mean that you are healthy. Just because you're big doesn't mean that
Hmm.
you're unhealthy. Some people just have different genetic makeups in their body that make up different parts.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because I feel like I said, I feel like Lizzo, I think she does that to try to combat what people are saying. It's
Mm-hmm.
like she already knows people are talking, so it's like, well, just let me give them even more something to talk about. I feel like that's kind of what it is too. And I also feel like people aren't used to bigger people loving their bodies, because for so long we have been told, that our bodies aren't desirable, our bodies aren't attractive.
Right.
And I think that the fact that she's like, flipping it and owning it, saying, I am big, I love my body, and so like, what are you gonna do about it? And I think people just don't know how to take that.
Right.
Do I
Because she
think
has
she?
a positive body image, but who knows if it's fake or real.
That's true. I feel like it started probably. for real. But then I feel like I said, I feel like she's kind of going off of what people are saying, and so she's trying to like, I think, trying to push the envelope intentionally by being obnoxious or doing the most.
Right, right.
Um,
And that's what you were saying, because earlier someone commented that body image isn't just about weight. We're talking about weight because that's your journey, but it could be
mhm,
about, I mean, I had a gap when I was younger, and I loved my gap until one day I didn't love it no more, and that was my body image issue. It could be little teeth, big booties, no booties. You know, you too dark, you too light. Like my mom said,
yeah.
the list can go on. Body image is just about accepting who you are and loving who God made you to be, in essence, because he made
Mhm.
only one of you. It might be somebody
Mhm.
who looked like you, but they're not you. They didn't go through the same thing that you went through. They don't have the same story that you went through. So body image is more about accepting who you
Mhm.
are and loving yourself and taking care of yourself. If you want to be big, if you want to be small, but just take care of yourself in the long run. So like you said, when you go to the doctors, you don't have diabetes or high cholesterol or something like that. You want to make sure we're taking care of the temple that God
Mhm.
gave us.
Right.
Right. So I got one request. We're gonna add her on. Lavish My Prime, are you ready? Hello.
No, ma'am, I'm sorry. I pushed the wrong thing. Thank you.
You welcome.
Oh
Sorry,
man,
Keyo.
you're
Love you.
fine. I love you too.
That's great. All right. Bye, Miss Torbert.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm weak.
I'm weak. I don't even know how to get her off the screen. But
I don't know.
yeah, okay. I'm trying to look. Were there any more questions on here that I may have
Mm,
overlooked? Wanda Moore says we can all
let's
do a
see.
better job of being healthy and eating healthy to prevent health issues. That's true. That's very
That,
true.
yeah, that
Um,
is
Well,
true.
I'm sorry. Since I am on here, can you? May I interject? Because I think Keyo, you've been a wonderful ambassador for so many things. Because I think so many times we need to be cognizant, though, of the things that we say. I'm especially mindful of our young people. I went through a lot with my children, especially one of them in particular, with from a very young age. People saying things about their weight, and it
Hmm.
was frustrating to me because I never suffered with weight as a young person. But I could only imagine now being an adult, things that people have said about my weight as an adult. I can only imagine the pain that some of our young people are feeling. So thank you for sharing that. That's why I kept asking you those questions, because I think that sometimes we're kind of too loose with our mouths with those comments, not understanding that they have lasting impact, especially with our young people. There are
Hmm.
tools that we can give them. There are ways that we can help them, but ultimately it has to be a decision that they make, and it's not always as easy as it sounds. I mean, it
Hmm.
hasn't been easy for me as an adult, so I'm sure as a child it's very difficult. So I just always, whenever these conversations come up about body image, and again, it's not just about your weight, it's about so many other things, and the comments that we make, the things that we do as the adults in their lives that empower them are
Hmm.
so important. It's so important. Thank you.
Right, I agree. Thank you for
thank
that.
you.
Because I that made me think about especially like family dynamics and things like that. I was talking to one of my friends, 'cause we talk about, being in the South and being black, of course. It's always food. We're always eating. We kind of do everything around food. Like, whether that be, we catching up, talking, we're gonna have food and things. But like, people always like to make comments, but at the same time, it's like this food is here, we're eating. So it's like, I mean, y'all are giving us this food. I mean, like, especially as children, like, y'all are giving us this food, but also at the same time, y'all saying we big or like, y'all need to lose weight, but
Y'all cooking the good food.
y'all cooking the food, and everywhere we go, it's like food and stuff. So it's just like, how are we supposed to win? And I guess we can't, especially as a child, you can't control, at least at that point, how your body, I guess, picks up weight or doesn't pick up weight and, that kind of thing. And because I feel like your mom said, aside from like just weight, also like I used to,
You can finish your sentence.
oh, okay. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, I used to have, well, still am about my head because I got a big head, and so I used to be like, a little insecure about my head. Still am a little bit, but I'm way better with it because it's like, why? It's so much. But I had to realize, this is my body, it's me, it's who God made me, how He made me. If somebody don't like it, they just don't like it, and if they
True.
don't like it, I like to hear them say that, and we can
I
address
bet.
it as such.
We can address it as such.
Yes. And so, oh yeah, one other thing I would also say as far as like the transformation, whatever, you have to make sure you're doing that for you and you being, that person, not necessarily you, but you have to do it for yourself. You have to do it for you. Like you can't do it to try to please someone or do it for other people's approval and that sort of thing. It has to be something that internal that you're doing for you because at the end of the day, you're the one that's have to make all these different sacrifices and go through everything that's with your body. So it has to be a decision or something that you want for yourself and not for other people's approval for someone else.
That's good. Thank you for that.
Hmm.
Hey, Miss Belinda.
Hey, Shay. Hey.
How you
I
doing?
just stumbled in here by accident.
Um, Anybody else have any other questions? I'm reading your comments, Keyo. This is great. This has been a great interaction. I thank you so much for joining me in discussing body image. I think Wanda Moore had a question, but she's not looking at her.
Okay.
Invite.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you for thinking of me when you were getting, this series or this topic together. I appreciate that. And
Yeah,
I hope that, I was able to answer the questions, fully, concisely, made sense, I hope. Yeah, so I'm grateful. Thank you.
you did awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else? Shantae says, good info. Oh, you both have beautiful smiles and white teeth much. Thank you, Shantae.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate that.
We really do.
All right. I think we good on here. I
I
don't
just
see.
want to say thank you to my tribe, my people that joined the live. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Thank you, everyone who joined. Hi,
Hey,
Aunt
y'all.
Wanda.
Those are the Torbert jeans. You hear me?
Yes, they are the
Oh,
Torbert jeans. Yes, we can hear
oh,
you.
oh, hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Hey, I was just
Hey.
out here exercising then. But Keyo, that was,
Okay.
uh-huh. But I was thinking about it when I was exercising, Keyo, we try to exercise it away. But no matter how much we exercise, if we don't change that diet, it's all about the
Mhm.
diet. And
Mhm.
just to watch you transform over the years, it's just been amazing. And then and you're maintaining thing that we keep it, what we do it as a lifestyle.
Mhm.
And it's okay. We're gonna have little cravings and stuff every now and then. And I say just eat it. I just have to eat it and get that crave on out the way and let it be. But yeah, it's good to see that you're keeping it, you're continuing to be transformed.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah,
It's a
that's awesome.
continuous journey, and you can ask Mama. I tell her all the time, like it's hard. Sometimes I don't see how I was able to do that long consistently like that. Because now I still try to eat, pretty healthy. I don't eat
Hmm.
nearly as strict as I was.
Right.
And then COVID kind of made complicated things too, because I've gained about 10 pounds, 15 pounds or so during COVID. But I've been actively trying to make sure that I don't slip too much. But it's always a constant thing in your head, and it's
Yeah.
also something that I've also kind of fight with. It's like,
Right.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to be that size again. I think
Right.
sometimes, that kinds of I don't know what's the right word for it, but I think I kind of harp on it. Maybe I don't know if
It's like a
that's like
battle. It's a
too
like
much.
battlefield in the mind. It's a mind,
Yeah.
it gets in our mind. Yeah.
Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, if I'm eating something, I may not get something saying, "Oh, I don't need that," or "I don't need to be eating that." And it's like, because one of my friends, she had to tell me one time, she was like, "If you eat one cookie, you're not gonna gain your weight back." And I was like, I know, but what if I want a cookie today and I want one tomorrow, and
Yes.
then you know what I'm saying? And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it could, start something, but
Yeah.
I have to constantly, like you said,
Yeah.
battlefield, fight with myself.
Mm-hmm.
You were on a journey, you're on a path, and you got to stay on this path to stay,
Mm-hmm.
where you want to be.
Right.
Like, there are going to be fluctuations and things, but my
Oh yeah.
plan and my hope and my prayer, my goal is to never go back to that body that I was in.
Right.
Um, just because I feel like I worked so hard to get here.
Yeah.
And I love the person that I am now
Amen. Yeah. That's awesome.
more,
Yeah.
more
That's
so than I
number
was
one. Yeah.
before.
That's
Yeah,
Yes.
because I feel like I'm my full self, my true self.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, like I feel more confident. I feel like I have energy, which I didn't realize I didn't have before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I would walk up a flight of stairs and be tired, but when I lost weight,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I'm not tired, or I would just have energy in the day to do things that I
Right.
didn't realize that I didn't have before. Because when you've always been big, you don't know anything else. And
Right.
so,
Right.
that was different for me actually. Like, oh, I'm off work. Oh, I feel like doing stuff. I can do stuff. I have energy. I'm not tired. I don't want to just go home
Yeah.
and lay down, go to bed. And
Amen.
so it's
That's
like things
awesome.
like
Yeah.
that kind of, you don't really think about in the moment, but kind of show
Yeah.
themselves later on, or I guess on the other side of
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Yeah. That's
I
awesome.
just,
And
yeah,
we
thank
have to think
you.
of too, like the older we get, our metabolism is not like
Hmm.
it used to be. So I guess those older ones, we have to, think on that too, that our metabolism are not like when we was 20 years old. So we
Hmm.
just, yeah. So that helps. But when your metabolism is high, that helps us lose the weight also. But when it slows down, the weight slows down or coming off.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Thank you, Aunt Wanda, for your comments.
Yeah, it's
Thank
good to
you.
see
I
you. You know
enjoyed
I
this.
love you.
Oh, I
Thank
love you
you.
more. Yes.
A lot of Torba love going on. Thank you guys for joining and watching me on Transformation Tuesdays. If you guys want to tune in next month, I will have a new topic. Probably be talking about live, laugh, love, some summertime fun. Feel free to join. Feel free to follow me. I have a book club as well. We read books every month, and we are absolutely lit. So anything that you guys need, you can probably find on my page. So go ahead and follow me if you feel the need to. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys next month.
Awesome. Thank you,
All
Keyo.
right. Thanks for having me, Shay. You're
Of
welcome.
course,
Thank you,
Thank you,
Linda.
Shay. Yeah. Love
Love
y'all.
y'all.
bye.
Bye.
Okay. Love y'all, family and friends.